Hello. Okay, so when I'm recording the videos for our web programming and interface, and before we start the class, I have few things I'd like to address. First things, I already upload a new assignment. So this assignment will be related to this video too. Okay, so in the past few weeks, you did try to like build a React. Okay, that means the front end of the website. Okay, only one part is that not yet you see the use effect and try to fetch the content. Okay, so you're not yet completed. Then how can we fetch the content? So for today, we will move on. How can we build the API server? Okay, and of course the backend building the API server is part of it. And then how can we handle the like um configure the engine? So how can we configure like handle with the data. Okay, we're using the MongoDB and then using the Mongoose. Okay, so I share some source code. So if you look at it, I already give you some sample code, so you can refer to if you think you're able to like do much more faster, then you can like do it earlier. If no, just stay on the sample code I gave you. You can download it and based on it and I already uploaded. So if you look at the assignment I gave you, so this part will be I give you like some guidelines. So mainly you need to like at least you need to install the Node.js. You can run it on the local host, and then the framework we're using is called the Happy.js. So mainly we need to like using the crew. So will be how can we create, read, update, and delete those like API requests. Okay, and you can use like your local host, and then you choose anything to do like let's say any just create any topic like for the API. Maybe let's say I this one using for the user profile, portals, any tasks, or like maybe some forum comments or whatever. Okay, so we can choose, but at least you need to fulfill like create, read, update, and delete these four methods. Okay, and for begin, I will show you how can you start the node project. If you need to upload it, you don't have to upload the source the node modules. So you need to upload your the server.js file, and then I also recommend you how can we install the Happy.js, and it's not necessary, but if you can able to do that, I recommend it's called a PM tool. So it can let your service let the API server running as a service. Then you don't have to like keep the terminal like running on. Okay, and I already upload the sample code, and also I will try to execute and give you a demonstration how it works. And of course, like before doing the lecture, I will go through like what's that Happy.js too. Okay, so how can we read it? So you can like how can you test it? Either you can use the application like Postman. You can download Postman or using Curl. Also I'll demonstrate using this one. Okay, to show how can we post the data, input the data, get the data. Okay, so it is possible. And then PM2, so you can like run it as like in the background. And finally, just like you need to submit your server.js file and then like screenshot. Okay, when you test it, do you get all those like result showing is like if working, or like if you can give some description like telling all those endpoint they're doing, that would be perfect. Okay. And so for this part will be the assignment. It should be like pretty easy, straightforward. So I already give you time. If you need extra time, just send me the email. Okay, so to work on it. And because the reason I cover this part and later because there's some project, so I will try to follow up good. If you think you are able to like handle the front end, back end database, you can do it by your own. Yes. If no, I will create a group so you can form a group maybe around 4 to 5 students, and you can like discuss like join the group. Okay, so then I will ask you like maybe like mid of April. I would like let me know your topics like which kind of website you want to build, and then I will try to keep it maybe have like first submission, second submission, like this. Okay, and then we will start our course. So I will introduce what's the Happy.js, and then some like key features and how to set up some like our Happy.js with some simple APIs and certain features. Okay, so for the Happy.js is the really powerful and flexible Node.js framework for the developer to build the application and service. So we decide for kind of rich framework. So to build the APIs. So it's mainly focused on configurational driven development. Okay. So this is the idea of Happy.js. And why we use it? Maybe in your project or like sometimes in your assignment, you may ask, okay, I want to use Express.js. Is that more popular in the industry, like in the community? Yes. If you want to, feel free to use it. Okay. Because as a software engineer, like or developer, okay, it's important. Like sometimes the framework will be like getting more popular because the communities or like developer they love it or certain features. So we need to look at the documents and choose the better one. Okay. So you feel free to switch it. And once you can like compare, take a screenshot, say, oh, they are all fine. Okay. And the reason I'm showing as a sample, like using Happy.js, so it can be like we'll push the permission system and then you have some like built-in support, like for input validation and caching, and then with some like extensible or modules. Okay. So that's why I recommend. Also there's some developer using it. So yeah, feel free. So as well as say the key feature we talk about the widget, right? So we have a really rich operating system, so we can enable different types of like modular development and code reviews. Okay, so we can build those like functions, we can reuse it, and also we can validate content. So because for this class, actually for one semester, it's really hard to cover everything. I try to involve some security, but if you are able to do that, it will be like advanced as a bonus. But if no, like as a basic fundamental, you should like build up the like front-end website, connect to the API server, and the access to the database. Okay. And then how can we validate the input some like built-in like joy or schema-based validation? We can like handle with cache, different type cache strategy, also like logging, so we can log in the system in the beginning. So make sure you have a Node.js and npm. Okay, so if you're using for building the React, you should already have a Node.js. And when we start our project, we should by using the npm initial, so we can pass it by default maybe dash y, so that means that everything by default, and then we can use the npm install at happy slash happy, and then you can pass the parameter they call it dash save, so it can save to the package. Okay, so once you upload the package.json and then you run the npm install, so it will automatically install all those necessary package. Okay, so if you're going to use some additional dependency, so you can save it. So I give you something. We have some basic code project structures, so you can look at some examples. And when we try to build it, so here's like really like basic. So far we start the try to require the framework API the happy framework first. So happy slash happy, and we start you will see different structure. And this one of the presenting like ones that we use running is a synchronous function, initialize it and execute it. And then the server will running on the port 3000 as a local host. Okay. And we can change this like port to other port, let's say 4000, 3800, whatever. And right here is the one of the example is that is a route. Okay. So inside the route, we need to declare the method. So this one will be get. If you remember the assignment, I'm asking you to like using get, post, delete, and put. Okay, so different. And then for the path by slash, that means the default. Then we can also follow with any name. Okay, so that means the path location. Also, sometimes we can pass the parameters. Okay, so in the assignment example I gave you, so we'll pass the ID and then we try to get the request parameter ID. So for the details, I will go into the and tell how we can do it. And handler is that once we receive this request, so we'll request and I have the and then what kind of information, like this one is the basic, I just return a message back, okay, and that's it. So this one will be really like basic simple um, server, and then I would like to show you. Let me bring on the 10, and then because I already create the with 9 right here. I already have module, but okay, let me just create a new one. So right here, let me create it. Okay, so I just need to go back, and then maybe I will create a directory called with my lab. Okay, so like this, and then cd. So I will change the directory. So you see, I already have it. Okay, and I suppose say we start the npm and then initialize the project, and then because I don't want to input anything just by default, so I will pass the parameter yes. And once I switch the directory, right here, you see the package.json right here. And because we are going to use the happy.js, happy, and then I will save it. Okay. So once I save it, the package.json will come out with, like by default, the dependency. So here's the dependency version, and then also like default information. And sometimes when we like push the all these files to the Git, I don't want to push all the node modules like because it's really huge. So we would just like keep the package.json. So once I put this like package.json to another directory, let's say testing, okay. And then if I put it right here, okay. So let me cd to the test. Okay, so if I run npm install, you will see if once I have the package.json, the modules will immediately install all the dependency right here. So this is advantage why we need to let's save it. Okay, and let's go back. And right here, I just try to create a sample, create a new files, and then I will copy the source code right here. Okay, start the happy.js and initialize, and then go back right here. Okay, so mine has no syntax, but it doesn't matter. I will just run the server.js right here. Lab, okay, and then save here. And it's a basic structure, and now we're going to execute it. Let me switch back. No, I already in this directory, so I node server.js. Okay, already. So you can see executing on the localhost. You can using the curl right here, so we can like create. So the localhost 3000. So you say hello and return, or for get method we can like get it, so you can see the hello message like from the local 3000. So once you run it, so of course if you want to run it as a service, then you can using npm install the pm2 to the dev. So dev is like is not for the project, we like the package, but it's like for development. Okay, so here the command line we can use. Okay, and there's some like other some advanced feature, including the routing, so we can have some dynamic like route and path parameter, say like pass the ID. Okay, and then we have multiple IDs, and also we have some killer query parameters, and then request the payload. Payload is the context. So when we look into the example, then we will see more. And then also we can use different pubbing. So the one pub in, we're going can we use like let's say PM2 or the Joy or all this. Maybe also we can have some like customer pubbing too, and including because I encourage one thing is they try to implement the authentication, but of course we have limited time and I cannot like cover everything and give you this one more advanced. I wish like it was something we have like more advanced for the web programming, then I can like show you more detail, but at least I will give you some sample code. So you may try to add into your basic one. So you can like integrate together. Okay. And also we can add some like caching and then I will give some like sample code too. And I will say like start from here. And always I will recommend go to the look check their documents. So okay, so when you go to this one is their app.js default. So you can go to their maybe um their tutorial, and then they will show, okay, let's say how can we integrate the authentication, and then how can we use it. Okay, so we add the strategy, or like how can we handle the caching. So then it's showing, okay, if we have the route, okay, and then we pass the parameter, we using a method get. Okay, we pass the request. So how can we handle it? Okay, so if the parameters and then it does exist, so we add the option cache. Okay, so those like they will expire how long? Okay, so if we need to like to 30 seconds, maybe we can times that 1000, and then what's the privacy is the private like this. So 30 seconds, then we need to times it. Okay, so here's the some samples examples showing you, okay, we need to look at some documents. So it would be a good habit, okay, to check the document. And for the next part, later I will tell you how can we integrate with the using if we're hosting on the server side. Okay, but this part just like let you to have some information. And for those students you already like running the have EC2 server or some like Ubuntu, or like you can create a VM. Then but later in the lecture, like after we cover the MongoDB, also how to configure the Nginx, and also how can we enhance the security in using support TLS SSL, so it can enhance our communication. Okay, security. Okay, I give you some information, but I would show you how it works, but you are not really required to do it because we have limited time and we have so many topics have to cover. Okay, and this is the first part, and the second part I actually gave you some like samples. Um, Also the sample code, like if you are able to like connect to the MongoDB, or you know how to like install that, I will recommend you like you could do it right now and look at it. So I have some like here's the same, like when we need to connect to the MongoDB, we can use the Mongoose or like the JSON Web Token or Joy or Dot environment. So all these like the plugin as we say. And then we're showing the structure. So sometimes we have the default pathway, and then we'll enter import index.js, and then we have come up with the models router. So this one I upload it. So if you're interested, please look at it. And then in the environment, you will see we have a MongoDB is like the default local host. So here's a host like using for the MongoDB database. Okay, you can test it using your own computer. So if doing it, and then also you have some secrets like for the JWT secret, so it's okay. And in the mainly if you need to connect to the MongoDB, so I will give you a schema. So showing, okay, so we try to, you see the structure. So we first we need to import the framework. So we request a Mongoose, and then when Mongoose, like we have the database. This one I'm not yet show you, but later I will let you know. So, but at least if you look at the sample code, then you maybe try to guess like how it's working. But at least for this schema, maybe like if I have a book and have title, author, price, and then the type of string, and then they're all required, and then I will export this like the link to the book schema, so I can like validate together. And more details, you may use it or not. So this one is just an example. And when you in this part is like, okay, so in under books, like I will try to validate the contents and then import the book schema, and I will check, okay, if they are like match with it. Okay, do they when the or like the website post the data, and does it contain a title, author, or price? And so for in the server accept index, I just like request all these like setup and with environment. Okay. And then right here, maybe the usage, maybe I need to adjust the user so I can implement it and generate JWT. Okay. And also like login. So using it, or how can I add the books or get all the books like this. This one is like give you some sample if you have no idea how to start a project or like company structure, then you can refer to this one. Okay. But I will put that in part by part. But the one you are necessary to learn and know how to use is a MongoDB. Okay, but I'm going to cover in the lab and the lecture later. The reason why in this moment I need to tell you everything, I wish that you have a big picture. Okay, you can know, okay, for this project, what kind of things you need to do. Okay, if you feel the difficulty from with other good mates or something like maybe they know how to use the MongoDB, NoSQL, then they can like handle this part. Or some of you thinking, okay, I can handle the API. Okay, it's pretty straightforward, easy. Then you can work on development of API. Or some students maybe can work on the like the React, like building a front end, and then how can you fetch data. But online we have so many resources, and you can get lots of the examples. Okay, and actually somewhere and give you some sample code. Like in this step, maybe try to like use those sample code and build a really basic website. But of course, like if you're getting more advanced, then you can like build lots of them by yourself. Okay. And then keep moving. Let me go back to the Happy.js. So I will like go into details. So for the Happy.js, we talk about routing, right? So we need to define those like servers respond. So the different HTTP requests. So I would say we have the get, post, put, delete. So we call it the name the CRUD. Okay, so the path will be the URL endpoint, and then the handler will be the function we're going to be the execute. Yeah, we mainly try to retrieve the data. Okay, we can just like pass put the path directly, or sometimes if you have some like ID or like some name, of course we can pass the parameter. Post, we try to like create some new resources, adding a new one. If we're using the put, so maybe using need to update the existing resource, and delete will be remove something exists. But when we use it, like even really delete, we are not actually delete data like in software development or like in a company. So even we say we delete the record, actually we are not really remove it from the database, but sometimes we will change the status. Sometimes you say they are available, and then if the user try to delete it, then we just change that record to like maybe say available, not available, whatever, like maybe a boolean like true or false, whatever. So all this can be like possible to replace the actually delete. But all those data will be really helpful. Okay. And here we're giving you one of the router example using get, and I can pass a path slash. So if I can, if I want to access, that means local 3000 items. If later for more advanced, when I show you how can using the Node.js, you know, maybe I use the domain name and then pass the like adding the path, append it, then you can get the return, let's say ID, and also the post. So for the post, so the content will be attached to the request. So you see passing the through the request, and post all the content will be under payload. And then the payload, and then we have by dot notation will be the those like values. So this one will be the key, and then you can get a value. Okay, so this one is the payload. And for the put method, let's say we have something I want to update the content. So maybe I will pass the ID, and then for the ID, I will pass it. Right here is referred to the parameter. Okay, so the parameter called the parameters and then dot ID. So that means that it's referred to this one, ID and then parameter. And if we have certain content, we have to update, then maybe it's under the payload. What's the difference? I will, when I show you, demonstrate how to post it, you know. This one from the path will be the parameters, and then for the payload will be in the content JSON. Okay, JSON file. Okay, and then for delete, maybe I will pass the ID so I can just delete. Okay, or like say we play maybe I will update it, like update the content to like unavailable or like change it from true to false. Then you can respond. Okay, so right here you say I can respond with a code. If you know, sometimes when we retrieve content, we say like code 200, that means like success. Okay, and then when like 204 is updated, like they'll delete that, or sometimes if like 404 is not exist like this. So here's will be like quickly go through like what's the methods we're going to use. And for the cloud security, like we say, maybe because when we using let's say AWS EC2, we need to know for the cloud provider, they provide that they will mainly focus on infrastructure security. Okay, but for us, like we using like we are the say customer, then we need to focus on application security. Okay, that means that when we have an API, then we need to make sure maybe we using the support like TLS SSL, right? We are using port like 443. Okay, so all this will be our the developers or like the users responsibility. And of course, if there's some like security the first maybe increasing the data branches or like DOS attack or inside that flash. So all this will be, and this is a reason why we need to enhance the security. And this part I when I show you the example like the one um in like for the our API servers project, so including the input validation. So one of the puppy we can use is called Joy. So you can use like npm install Joy and then you can let's save after the save it. Okay, so this one we can create a schema. So if we have the object no matter payload, so we can validate. So you can see Joy string. So we the name there or string, and then we can setting is a minimum. Okay, so the character should be at least 3 characters. If less than that, so we turn around, or like we can check like this one we check is check whether it's this email format should be there's a name and an add sign and then with the domain name. Okay, and maybe .com like this, maybe a gmail.com, .outlook.com, whatever, or your own domain name, and they will be like all required. So here will be like how can we using the Joy to um um declare the schema so we can validate it. So after we check it, so let's say if we need to use the cookie, if you remember, like when we go to the HappyJS official website, like caching cookie, so you can install it, okay, and then we create a cookie right here, and then we can add the one more block right here called the authorized strategy and using session cookie. Okay, so right here, in this one is secure, maybe we can put it false, but when you like in production really working, then you can like change to true, and then if they have section name, they will change a path to login. So like this, that means we have a route like this, create a route called login, then there's a login page. So it's the structure. And slightly more advanced, maybe like how can we make create a like advanced like security API practice or encryption. So of course we can like as well as we can use the HTTPS, and then we can implement some like weight limiting or like validate the user input. So they are important. So one is for the authentication will be using JWT. So you can like using the npm install at happy JWT. So this one just like we can use it after we install it using require and add one more strategy. Okay, so on the top, and then we can add the key and then try to validate it. Okay, so just like pass it. So if it's really validated as a true or with any logic, we can add to here, and then so it's valid, that means we are okay. And then we set it by default. We will like the authentication using a JWT, the route. You see that we have protected, and then we have some like protected route. So it will like handled by the server, and then they can access directly. So after we set up everything, so we have a regular route, right? So method get, and then we give them a path, let's say user, so we can add the option. So we will have giving a authentication. So this will be GWT. So we can like protect this endpoint. So this endpoint the users, and then if they try to access, let's say the profiles, so we can return the information. This is how it looks like. And so far we quickly like go through all these like useful information, and I would like to show you the actual like practice using the code. So right here, I will show you how can we start the server, right? So I'd like to go back to this one will be the server JS. I'm showing the source code, so you see the source code. So I just like right here, if you remember the last profile, so I just I save at least two records right here, and using the key value, the JSON format, and then I will start with the initialization, and then running the server at localhost like 3000, and right here at least I have like 4 routes, right? So once that post, create the profile. So he say if you are using same method, then you cannot have a duplicate exactly same path name, okay? But only for different method, then you can have the same path name, okay? That means the location. So right here, because like you see all profiles related to profiles, because this one will be post and get, so it can be same, okay? And then for the we say with the put method, so maybe we need to update the content. So you right here, you see like facing for the ID. So I will get the ID from here. So parameter, and then when we pass it through the payload, so the payload including the name, age, and the bound like this. Okay, once they match with the ID, then I can like update the content and then return the code like 200 like this. If I need to delete, then I just pass the ID, and then I say, can I find the matched ID? If yes, and it exists, then I just like remove it. Okay, so this is how everything like for route, and I would like to show you, demonstrate how it works. So let me stop this path first. Okay, so let me see. Right now I like to clean it first, and then change to the Bit9 project. Okay, and then I will run the server. Okay, and to validate, okay, first, if you remember, how can we check? So localhost 3000. This time I'm running the another script. Let me see. Okay, so right now, because the default route we have empty, so let's say sometimes if I want to test if this route is a working well or exists, then I will maybe add one more, let's say for testing. For testing, then I will put it right here. So here you see the route passing as an array, and then let's say for testing. Okay, I will test it, and then without any content, and then I will return the, okay, I will return it. Okay, hello. Okay, change it, and then I need to restart the our server. So the reason why I say you maybe like install the PM tool, then you can run it as a service. If no, then you need to like stop your server and start it once again. Okay, like this running the localhost, refresh it. Okay, hello, it exists. Okay, and for this time, I want to check the existing value, so the profile, right? So I will try to use a get method. So I will check the get on the data, because this one like just like some static data, but later once you have a MongoDB, then you connect to your database. Okay, so right here you see the content. Okay, string. Okay, if you have the install the Postman, you can Postman, and then I want to show you one more thing. So it's like because if you're running on the terminal executing, then you cannot like do anything. So you have to like create another tab or like open another windows of your terminal. And then I would like to like create the content. Okay, right here. So you see, okay, so I will put the data. So either way is fine. Instead of the using GUI, I put a light to using this way to test the API. Okay, so for this time, let's say I want to test with like I want to post the new data. Okay, so actually I already prepared some like example right here, and then here's a code test. Okay, so if I want to post, I will like just show you the syntax right here. So I using okay. So in the beginning we declare like we post like we need to declare the method. The method right here. So will be the link like localhost profiles. So it will match with the route right here. So it's the post and profiles. Okay. And then for the header, including that will be the application will be JSON type, will be the JSON. So the JSON with the data. So what's the data? So we have like single quote. So will be like a string, and then we will giving a key. Key will be the name. So right here, the key name, and then we're passing a value right here, and then they will separate by the comma. Okay, so we're passing name, age, and then the bio. Okay, right here. And then once we post, send it to the server, and we will return the content. So if you look at here, if we have the post method, so we will pass it. So here's the payload. When we try to match the payload, the ID will be based on the link plus one, so it doesn't matter. And then the profile will get in the name, age, and bios. They should be matched, and then they will push it to the new profile. Okay, so they will add it to here, and then also I will try to like respond it with the new profile. So here's the content I receive. I can validate. Okay, that means the data. Sometimes for debugging, you don't know, is it the implementation, is my server running, or did my server receive the content? Then you can use this method. First, I will try, okay, is the server reply the message or with some like code? That means yes, it's working. But sometimes because maybe you have a different dot notation, get the wrong or some typo, it causes you cannot get the value. So we can use this method to doing debugging. Okay, just break down all the steps like part by part. Then you will easy. It will be easier for you to like doing debugging. Okay. So right here, then I would like to see. Let me refresh the content. Okay, so I already append one morning record. Okay, so that means that for the post is working. Then for the next one, let's say I want to try to update the content. Okay, this time I will update it. So I will using the put game put method. Okay, because I want to update the content, so I will like doing the same. And if you look at the structure of the put, right? So for the put up try to update the content, so I need to pass the ID. That means the path. Okay, so you say, can I put it right here on the like the browsers? The browser accept the get method for other like let's say post or like with the payload, because you need to add the payload. But for the browser, you cannot add the payload. You only can pass the parameter. Okay, the browser ID. Okay, so that's it. So for the post method, maybe the put method, you cannot do that. So we need to let's do it on our terminal. So right here, so I'm passing the profile. I will have a passing ID. Okay, this one will be defined, and then you will see same headers and then data. So I will change the name. So just like compare this one, we can put hit enter, and then we'll return the content. And this time, let me try to refresh it. Okay, if you remember, like one ID one. Okay, refresh it. You see the name is changed. Okay, all the information being changed. That means it's successfully that posted. And if you look at the details they put, okay, first I will try to face it to the in. So if you learn some programming language, but we pass it as the string. Okay, so we need to face to the in measure data type, and then I will like convert the measure of the payload. If you know the like before, if you when I teaching the React JS, and then we have some structures or syntax. So they are like they are also same because they're all based on Node.js. And then I will just like try to find the matching. of the ID, and then I will ask the value name, age, but I'll just replace them, and then return the reply them is the profile. So you see right here, I get the profile, okay, information, and then also get a code 200. If it doesn't it couldn't find, then it will go 44. So let's try this time. I want to update, but I have another second. Okay. Okay, right here, let's say I change the ID to 7. So you see error. So because we don't um because the API server it couldn't find the ID like match with the 7 the parameter right here. And then last time we're going to like delete it. So just like let's delete it. For the delete, it's just a delete method. We don't need to pass any payload. So you can use the curl or using the browser. So this one I will demonstrate browser or just using terminal, but I prefer like recommend using so we will passing delete and then profile one. Okay, let's delete it. So this one ID and then it return the value and let's refresh it. Okay, ID one is gone. Okay, so it's deleted. And for the delete, you just like you using the splits and then just change it, remove the first one. Okay, and then return the code 200. And so far, quickly, I'm showing like how can we run the API. So what you need to do, just like based on this sample code and just any topic, because I showing this one is the profile, and you can use this structure, but you need to modify. You cannot exactly like using the ID name age or file. Then you need to change to other content. Okay, maybe email, phone number, whatever address. Then you need to change your content. And then I believe like at least you should able to like demonstrate and then put all the screenshot like showing all the result. Okay, so if you're able to do that, then the next step is showing how can you install the MongoDB and then connect to the database, post it to the database, and then later you can like connect your React website, and then we can get the data like sending requests to the API server, like get data, post the data or update the data. Okay, and this are coming in 1 month, and then just like be careful because the for this one like the last month you have to prepare about the project, so think about that. Okay, and also I will put the announcement too. Okay, so I will create a group and I'm sure we'll enjoy it. Okay, have fun. Thank you.